Yes, okay. Can I read it?
Of course.
The British spend more on cars, books, and cameras than the French. However, the French the French spend more on computers and perfume than the British, although neither country spend much of perfume compared to con, uh, the other consumer goods.
So this is the overview.
Yes, of
Uh,
part. And I am so confused that because when he taught to our class and he told us we need to write the lowest and highest, and when he give me an example of the overview, I don't know why he write like that.
so, let me say something. Actually, there is something that you need to pay attention. Of course, I haven't seen your chart, your diagram, so I can't give, maybe I don't have enough information on your chart, but your question. But let me say something about overview. As I told you, overview is the most important section in your writing task 1. Okay, so
Yeah.
I can say that actually the significant part of your score depends on this part. Okay, so if you write it in a good way, of course you can get a good score. But there is something that you need to, okay, just pay attention to this. You need to have enough room to
Well,
write 150 words. So you need to consider it. You need to consider it, okay? If you want to explain all details in overview, and again, you need to explain them in main body. So how can you avoid exceeding word limit? So it's a little actually confusing. As I told you, I need to check. Of course, I need to see a question to write another overview, but there is something. Your overview, mine, your friend, your teacher, all of them are different. So you don't need to imitate anyone. Okay, so you don't. Just you need to have your own overview. And in your overview, okay, I will send you, for example, when you have some actually charts, okay, a graph, multiple line graph, okay, and you have more than 2 lines, okay, and you're going to discuss, okay. So the highest, the lowest, okay, the most, the least, okay, and if you want to discuss the other 2, for example, lines, of course, just briefly, so you don't need to give details. Of course, I don't know. I need to check. If you send me the question, I can actually give better opinion. But
yeah,
now because I haven't seen it, I can't say if it's correct. Of course, definitely it's correct. Your
yeah.
teacher is right, but you can make it in another way, I think.
I remember that I have asked him and he said that um be, because in the body he will write about the French and the British like this, so in the overview he will talk about this in general and he don't mention the highest and lowest, and in the body he will do that, so I am so confused.
Let me show you something. Okay, so uh, you said it was line graph.
Yeah.
Okay. You said your question was, about line graph,
My question is about the pie chart.
pie chart. Okay, so let me show you something else. Just give me a moment if I can send it to you. It may help. So just give me a moment. For example, just pie chart or pie chart and something
I
else.
Now in my class we just learn about the next chart is pie chart.
Okay, so let me show you something. Okay, so look at this, something like this. You mean just if I can. Okay, so I need to copy this one. Okay, copy and paste, but I don't know why. That's interesting. So let me send it from my phone. I think it's something like this. If I'm not sure, but I think it's something like, let me find another pie chart so that I can give more explanation. So copy, and this is another sample. So let's check it together. Okay, so this one, but I'm not sure if it was the same as this one, but we can talk about it. Okay, and let me show you something else, my writing. So, okay, this one. And this is my writing, about 157 words. Okay, so, okay, now would you read it out loud, please?
But I can't find an overview.
Okay, so let me say. The first line. This is introduction. The pie chart illustrates the career choices of Blue Sky University's 2006, giving the percentages who worked in each of various sectors after finishing university. Now, overwhelming industry and government were the most popular choices. So just under the, so we have something like this. Just under half the students went into industry, with service industry attracting more blue sky graduates than any other sector by far. Almost a third, 33%, about half that number took jobs in manufacturing. Okay, this is something like this. I want to say something. As you can see, this is a whole. So I didn't mention all details here, but that is enough. I wrote all details in my main body. Of course, you can expand it, okay? So it's okay. But I want to say you don't need to. You need to talk about the biggest or the largest segment,
Yeah.
and the smallest one, if you want to discuss. Okay, you don't, and after that you can discuss the other parts. Of course, if there's some similar segments you don't need to discuss. So the biggest and the smallest. Okay, something like this. And you don't need to, I don't know why, but you don't need to talk about, actually give some details in your overview. So why?
No.
No, no.
I don't mean like I write my teacher write about the detail in the overview. Mm.
Mhm.
But like he like I don't know how to describe it.
Because you need to do something. You need to I don't know, send your question to me and your teacher's answer, so that you don't need to explain. I can understand what you want to say, but it's okay. So can you
But,
ask your teacher to send you the question and the task and the answer? Can you?
but I think now it's so clear because uh, I I am just afraid of that uh, well, be like what um no, I don't know how to.
Okay, so you're afraid of what, so
It's like do I need to write the body following the an overview, or in the body I just write about detail, and in the overview I just need to talk in general.
of course, this actually, the name indicates definition, overview, general view, something like, general idea.
Yeah,
So,
and in body you don't need to following any structure, like don't need to follow the form of the overview.
yeah, so you want to say that, you have, let me say something, you have a specific structure in overview and, of course, main body. And, the structure is a little different because the words, sometimes vocabulary, and something like the beginning, the end of paragraph are different, okay? So you finish your overview. Your main body, it can be the rest of your overview in order to actually complete it. So, for example, let me give you an example. Totally, my friend is really good guy.
Yeah.
Totally, this is my overview. I don't discuss the details. Now, main body. For example, according to our last relationships, and for example something like the time that we spent together, I but for example, I understood, I realized that this guy is really kind and helpful, and I give some details that why I think this guy is good guy. Okay, so my main body is the rest of my overview. Completion can complete my overview. So I give a clue, I give the clue in my overview, then I prove it in my main body. I give an idea in my overview, then I try to give some details about it, okay?
Yeah. And when you write the highest and lowest score in an overview, how you prove it?
Okay, so let me say something. For example, let me say something. When you say this is the highest, the biggest, the lowest, but you don't give any number, any figure. So
Yeah.
just you say, this is the highest. For example, um, the most, the most well-known, the most popular tourist attraction in 2000 was, for example, movie theater.
Yeah.
Just this. Now I want to give details, okay? And I say, according to, for example, research, according to surveys, okay, the most popular or something like this tourist attraction was cinema with, was movie theater with, for example, 80%. With
Yeah.
80, now I'm gonna give some details, okay? Get it?
Yes.
And then I say, but this person, of course, declined to 70% in 2010. So we have, and according to some fluctuations, of course, again,